I think one thing that always trips people up, especially early on when they're creating content, is that old adage of paralysis by perfection. And the thought behind that is that everything that I post has to be this super polished content that you would expect to come out of a Fortune 500 company because, I got to fake it until I make it. And certainly you have to fake it till you make it. But I think if you have that idea from the outset that everything you post has to be super polished and curated, can prevent you from being spontaneous of the moment. I struggle with that to this day. I think I've gotten a lot better about it, but every time I just click record on Instagram live in the kitchen when I'm about to do something, regardless of the volume in the kitchen, the lighting in the kitchen. Did I bring my gimbal that day? Did I bring my mics? Or am I just propping up my phone against a stack of towels? Like, honestly, people aren't super concerned with the production value most of the time, so long as you have enough of an internet connection for people to engage with you.
Mhm.
They're actually more impressed by the fact that you're doing anything in front of them. They're thrilled that they get to engage in the process, maybe ask some questions along the way, and kind of peek behind the curtain and see what you're up to. So, obviously, some of those examples are specific to, Instagram or TikTok or even YouTube lives, but they should all be interpreted the same way, whether it's a live or something you decide to post in that moment to your hard feed or to your story. People are far more, in my opinion, focused on the journey than they are the end product. And once you have an end product, people are going to be far more likely to support you if they were there along for the journey in the first place.
Even though, what I'm sharing the strategy behind it, you are putting it into action and ahead of it, because I think what it comes back to is content needs to be relatable. It needs to be authentic, and it needs to resonate with who you're speaking to. And what you are seeing with the live content that you're creating, that absolutely is one of the biggest content trends. And I don't use trends in a flippant way. I think that this is the direction that people are going, and the type of content that they like to see is they like to see the more behind the scenes and actually feel like they're having a conversation with someone. They see like, hey, I feel like I know Professor Pizza. I feel like I know a little bit more about this restaurant, and it makes consumers then want to go and check it out. And I
Totally.
think that that's absolutely, and that's also, I think it really parlays nicely into the why for influencers and why restaurants should consider influencers as a part of their approach too, because exactly what you're doing, Tony, this is how influencers can also work with restaurants to have that more one-to-one, almost dialogue with consumers. And we were talking about social SEO. So going a little bit back to the strategy of it, influencers really goes hand in hand with better social SEO too, because when influencers are posting their content and talking about restaurants, they are able to not only boost awareness with their own audiences, and maybe it's an audience that the restaurant hasn't been able to tap into yet, but it's an audience that they know they need to get in front of. Influencers tend to drive higher engagement than an owned social media channel. And all of that helps to boost those social search rankings within the platform. So, Tony, you might not have realized it, but you are doing exactly the playbook of what we recommend.